Hello everyone out there on the internet, I'm Jack of all trades, and we're here for Shingeki No Kyojin Attack on Titan. The final season finale? The final episode, I believe. I might be proven completely wrong. As far as I'm aware, this is meant to be the finale. Episode 74, I just kicked my trigger. Soul Salvation. Last episode was great. I literally just finished watching it. Link is in that top corner. Thank you if you're one of the people who clicked the link and went straight into watching this one. I will hopefully have these uploaded right back to back rather than a big delay. We'll see, whatever future me does in editing. Because I want to get these up as soon as possible. So, with that said, here we go. Cheers. Levi seemingly has Zeke in a situation he can't escape from by himself. Depending on what was up with that lower jaw twitch last episode. Okay, so we're following up with Zeke and that guy with the glasses from all the way back when we first saw Marley. Krisha, Dinah, and young Zeke. Been planting ideas about leaving in his head this whole time. Where are they right now? They're outside? Defiling the walls as well. That's a throwback. Remember when that was being said every other episode? And they walk back, dripping wet. So they got permission to go outside and they went to see that in the early hours of the morning before anyone would see them go. Okay, so it seems like they didn't just drop the bomb in that night. If you need to become a warrior, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. It looks like they were setting up for him to be a savior figure, as Yelena calls him. My god. They were priming him for that his whole life. It was seemingly just, they pushed him a bit too far there and he ratted them out. Or oh! That guy with the glasses. Wait, no, yes, that Mr. whatever, Salvez something. When Zeke turns in his parents, we see, he did it to protect his grandparents. We see, Dr. Jaeger and his wife standing at one side, and we see a guy hunched over, like knelt down, wearing glasses. To his other side? Is that guy? As well? Is he super important? Am I way off? Last coin. Destruction. Regeneration. We are the real enemy. I wanted to sing along with it for potentially the final time we hear this. Missed my chance on that. Oh. Okay. Wouldn't it be great if this whole episode is just Zeke backstory? Wouldn't that be amazing? And that's how they end this half of the season. It might just be Zeke backstory. Warrior in training. Who else was a wit with him? A younger Magath? Yeah. He was like Falco. Yeah, a young Magath. This guy. Oh, was he the previous Beast? Maybe? Am I conflicting him with a different character in that last season? Leaving him with the grandparents. More of them as a family. Your social dance club again. That's what they call it. Oh, those are the images from the season 2 outro! After Lago was destroyed in a single day. Okay. Every time Dr. Jaeger reads us a bedtime story, you need to go back and read it again. I'm going to fled into the countryside. So he ends up siding with them because he spent more time with his grandparents, because his parents were off. His parents were spending so much time at this social dance club. And that's also him, their mom talking about baking pie. That's like the first line we've heard her say since Faye died. A book he actually likes. They got a picture taken with Faye. I assume he knows. Learning to assemble a rifle. They're gonna make us care for Zeke, aren't they? Like, I never put that together before. We never see him wearing glasses until I think he's wearing them in that shot of him and, you know, Reiner's batch of young warriors in training in the Reiner flashback episode. He'll be able to study more. Oh my god. But for all we know at this point, either side of that story could be wrong, or both could be wrong, or... And he would... This is so fucked up! Imagine doing this to a kid! And look how many warriors in training there are there! And he's got a red armband, so this was the previous beast. Is this that same guy from last season? I don't remember him wearing a red armband. I might be confusing two different guys with the same hairstyle and glasses. That was well animated. So like he would take Colt under his wing, this guy took him under his. Wow. Yeah. Isn't too helpful in war. Tom Cassava. Cassava. Mr. Cassava. Tom Cassava. The previous beast. Who wasn't very good for war? Because Zeke's royal blood gives him the ability to turn people. So other than that, it's just a monkey with long arms. And he finds out what they were truly planning. He thinks his parents didn't, like, believe in him, trust him, care for him. It's putting so much pressure on him again. When we saw him look, like, last time, he looked just sort of blank-faced, eyes glassed over, but here he looks so scared and afraid. I swear, we're gonna see all this, and they're just gonna cut from this young Zeke, this character that they've made us love in this episode, to him with a thunder spear in his side and a noose around his neck. He sees his... And they turn he turns his back! Grisha! Grisha! He got it so wrong the first time round! Yeah, he never wanted to. His parents made him do it for their own goal. There's a lot to read into there. And that's like talking against Marley. So he freaks out there. Oh! Something. Oh! When Ymir touched something, that might be the closest to the truth out of anything we've heard. That seems more reasonable than making a deal with the devil of all earth, or a god, or an angel, or... Okay. And that's why they were saying, like, last episode, that Zeke knows, like, more about Titans than perhaps anyone else in Marley or something. Because he learned it from this guy. He learned it from Cassava. And the way Grisha looks at him there. Oh my god, man. You're a terrible father. He pleaded with them to stop. He didn't just snap turn them in like we've been led to believe. He tried to talk them out of it. He tried to protect his parents. And this is how they responded. He's your son. Oh. Not even this world is cruel, this world is twisted. And this is what pushed him. But it's also... Zeke invoked his sister's name, and... Oh, I didn't even read the mid-card last episode. I'll read them both after this. He told this guy. He told Cassava first. He told the Beast Titan. Oh, Zeke. When I'm a Titan, I'll remember you? Oh, because he thinks he'll be sent off. He thinks he and his parents are going to be sent to Parody. Because like with Reiner, he got it for his loyalty. Yes, yes they have. I wasn't expecting this for this episode. Wow. This is him. Older. About the time that Reiner started going into training. Yeah. Getting close to that. I'm not that old, but I'm dying. Curse of Ymir, 13-year limit. Yeah. There they are. And Annie still separate from them. That is deliberate. What is going on with Annie? And her father, who may or may not have been killed by Eren when all that happens in the declaration of war. Right, right. Okay. Huh. The Founding Titan is like literally a god then manipulating the fabric of reality, but just for the Eldians. Just within their physiology. Uh-huh. That was a possible solution. 100 years. But it'd be genocide. That act would actively be... Well, it would cause extinction. It wouldn't... Don't know if that's... I'm not sure that actually counts as genocide, but it more or less would be. Okay. Random sheep plushie in the background. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I need to have a look at what some of those plushies were. The son he lost, the father he never had. Oh. And now he wants to be a warrior. And that's it. From this moment, he's planning against Marley. The entire time. Say your brother. And this is it. Our euthanization plan. Wow. That image. And that line. Wow, seabirds. Oh, okay, this is filling in those gaps I was talking about before. Are we gonna see Ymir here too? Like, as a prisoner? Realizing that it's his father as well, yeah. Oh my god, Zeke. That's basically what he said to Eren when he first met him. Yeah, someday I'll go. And met him. Yeah, actually had longer hair. The Eldian euthanization plan. Yes, that was it. Zeke was talking about solving the Eldian problem. Was a direct quote from earlier this season. It's very similar to the final solution, sort of. This is the path we were heading towards. It clicks in place. We were just missing that piece of being able to alter their physiology with the Founding Titan. That was the one piece we were missing. Yeah. Yes, because it would put an end to the Titans, full stop. But the problem I brought up before, Titans, like, when a shifter dies, it just goes to a random baby to be born. If there are no babies to be born, that should serve as a full stop. And why? Call on the baseball mitt, right? Oh. Our soul salvation. Roll credits. It makes too much sense. I'm not happy with it. Zeke's not got a maniacal plan. He wholeheartedly believes what he's doing is right. What's he doing? What? What? Is he just hoping he'll survive that? Is that the finale? Am I right? What's today's date? Is this the finale? Or is it meant to be next week? It might have been meant to be next week. Okay. my bad if so. It might have been the 28th instead of the 22nd or 21st. Next week's the finale. My bad. I'm not gonna edit or correct myself. I'm gonna leave that massive misconception. A phenomenal episode, though. That was brilliant. I'm gonna see if there's a post-credit thing. Then I'm gonna stop recording for a sec. I need to correct some things I've said on some social medias. But one more episode. Next week. Preview. Okay. Give me a moment. Okay, yeah, my bad. I drew up some fan art and put it on Instagram to celebrate the finale before I started recording this. Yeah, it turns out the finale's next week. My bad. Okay. On the one hand, one more episode. I don't know how it got into my head that this was going to be the finale. The Crunchyroll trailer definitely says it's the 28th. I think I just lost track of time and thought we were a week ahead of when we actually were. Right. Well, still, I'm not going to change how I've done this. How I've filmed all this back to back. Because that'd be even more work for me to do to get these up. On the one hand, I don't feel the time pressure to upload these ASAP because it's the finale. I'll still get them up once I'm done editing later tonight / early morning because it's almost 1 o'clock for me now. But yeah, okay. Foot off the gas. I'll apply the brake a little here. Right, so last episode, the savagery. Currently publicly available information. Spinal fluid wine. A red wine produced in Marley with Zeke Wonderboy Jaeger's spinal fluid mixed in. After consuming Zeke's spinal fluid and hearing his scream, subjects of Ymir will turn into pure titans who obey his orders. But I have to assume that Eren with the founding would be able to override that. The wine and titans have proven to be a cheap and effective weapon to conquer enemy nations. That was a lot. Soul Salvation, does the wiki have the translation for that card up yet? Yes, it does. Titan research. Research concerning the unique power of the subjects of Ymir to become titans. A field of study since the era of the Eldian Empire. It encompasses not only the biology of titans themselves, but also the ideologies of Eldians who possess the power and how to deal with them. Though researched extensively over the years, the truth of Titans still remains a mystery. Okay, I like to think Hanji was on. I like to think Hanji counts as a researcher in that field, albeit on the parody side, and not knowing a lot, but doing a lot of hands-on research over the years. I'm not gonna scroll through or anything. I'm just gonna pull from my own memory here. But Eren's sit down with Armin and Mikasa. So the Ackermans were designed, I think he said, to serve the king, founding titan, whatever. So the Ackermans are Eldian, which was that was a little bit in question because their memories weren't wiped by the king, by King Karl Fritz. Back in the day, they were one of the select families whose memories weren't wiped of the war with Marley and everything. Were sort of on his side. They were the king's guard. That was explained before by Kenny's grandpa. Because the founding titan, they're designed with just the extra strength, I think. And designed. is that like selective breeding or something? Or like biological engineering? Oh no, because the founding titan can alter their physiologies. Okay. There's a lot of cans of worms opened in these 2 episodes. But I'm glad I watched these back to back because those two things tying together, learning that this plague that was affecting them was just nullified. It was gone. Tying in with being designed. Okay, that fits. I wouldn't have put that together had I watched these a week apart. So the Ackerman family was just created specifically for that purpose of serving, protecting the king from non-Eldians, seemingly, because again, the king can just Thanos it essentially at any time. Again, and as we saw with Eren, that's still a part of the Mikasa and Armin discussion. That's what I was talking about. Eren saying that like imprinted the Tatakai on Mikasa back then. Right, reminds me a bit of Lelouch using his Gias on Suzaku to live. Back in Code Geass, but no. So she's like forever loyal to him and all that, and he's like, "Oh, I've looked at you disgust and stuff as a slave," and wow. But yet, no. So that happened. That scene in the house saving her and everything. That was before Eren had the founding Titan, but it still happened because paths. My eyes just been caught because I still have the wiki page open for the Soul Survivor episode. Characters in order of appearance the wiki always has at the bottom, so you can click the link and go and find out information on those characters. It's got Tom Ksava, Ksaver, I think it was spelt in my subtitles, at least on Funimation. But here they've got it as Tom Ksava, I suppose, with an X. Aver. Xaver. We had, after that, slash simultaneously with that, Zeke limbering up and then running off and screaming to transform all those soldiers who Levi took out very quickly. And then managed to recapture Zeke after a brief rematch, proper rematch. The last rematch was staged, as we found out, and kind of saw it coming. We've got a proper rematch between the two of them, which was still very one-sided. Levi is just that good, but because he's an Ackerman, and we know for a fact that the Ackermans are Eldian now, how likely is it that Eren's just going to be able to instantly stop Levi? Like, when, at least for me, there was the cloud of mystery, the uncertainty as to whether Levi as an Ackerman was an Eldian or not. Levi would be able to fight Eren. But now that we know what we know about the Ackermans, no, again, Eren can Thanos it. Not literally a snap, but send out a command and put a stop to it. And if you're able to get rid of a plague, make all Eldians infertile, stuff like that, then who knows what else you could do. But it just clicked in my head, and it's going to live in the back of my brain until the series ends. Manga readers, please don't spoil me on this. But I know I've seen the image. I'm sure a lot of people have seen it. Isayama released the rough sketch for what he wants the final panel to be. And it looks to be someone holding a kid. So maybe the Eldian euthanization plan, solution to the Eldian problem, won't work for whatever reason, and it'll end on a kid being born, an alien child. Maybe. I might be digging into that, or it might be a flashback or something that the series ends on. Who knows? But that's going to linger in the back of my head. I'll throw an up on screen text saying potential manga spoiler to tell you to skip to this point just in case people didn't want to hear that. But yeah. So that happened. Eren just brutalized Armin. Speaking of brutalizing people, I'm so glad Keith is still alive. That was kind of hard to watch. I love Keith. I think, excluding the 104th Levi and Hanji Levi Squad group, and maybe Pixis, Keith is my favorite member of the military. He's my favorite, probably, possibly even actually Hanji. Oh, I said excluding Hanji. Excluding our like a main cast, Keith is my favorite character in the parody military. He, purely off the back of the bystander episode, which is one of the best episodes in this show. I don't care what anyone says. I love that episode, and it is my headcanon belief that he deliberately like taunted, aggravated all his cadets there to make them attack him because Flock was like, anyone who doesn't will go to jail. So he deliberately was like agitating them enough to attack him to protect them, which Keith's great. That's more or less it for what I can remember for the Savagery episode. Again, rest assured, now that I know next week is the proper finale, I will have rewatched these and I'll rewatch it in the edit and everything to make sure I've caught everything. I'll read all the subtitles and everything, but let me know in the comments below if there's something you specifically want to highlight. Then on to Soul Survivor, Soul Solution, sorry, what's it called? Soul Survivor, something different. Soul Salvation. I was confused when I read the title. I'm like, that's not how you spell soul, as in S-O-U-L. But no, soul as in only. Okay. I love the kindly old. Okay, so yeah, the Jaeger family was like outside of the internment zone wall, down the street a bit, at the top of this sort of tower here. And this kindly old sort of janitor guy, he reminds me of the janitor from Giorno's school in JoJo's Part 5. Comes out the door all happy and smiley and sees the armband. Is hate. Get this filth off of this building. And everyone yelling at them and he threw water at them and everything. And Zeke crying in his dad's arms as he carried him back to the walls. That was a lot. And again, something I didn't expect to see. Again, I was expecting us to get more context for Zeke, but I was expecting like just the talk between him and Eren, whatever they spoke about, we'd get to see. I wasn't expecting to go right back to the beginning with Zeke. That's crazy, and I loved this whole episode with that, just that. And I honestly don't know where I fall on their plan, the alien euthanization plan. Because yes, it is most certainly a solution to the Eldian problem. It would mean that you wouldn't even need to do the rumbling or a trial run of the rumbling. That might have just been what Zeke said to make everyone think this is what they're going to do when he and Eren touch. But in actuality, they're going to do this. So yeah, we may never see the rumbling. That the plan might just be the two of them, or rather, at least Zeke transforms into a Titan, or whoever Levi intends to pass it on to, the Beast Titan and the Founding Titan touch and do that. if Zeke died at the end of this episode, what it can't be the case, but if Zeke died at the end of this episode, then Eren, assuming that he is fully on Zeke's plan here, fully on Zeke's side with this idea, Eren is just going to have to wait with the Jaegerists and just wait until Historia gives birth, and then turn her into a Titan for Eren to then fist bump and make them all infertile. If Zeke's dead, I'm not. I was going to say, oh, worst case scenario. That's not even the worst case scenario. It can get worse. You know who we didn't see these past 2 episodes, except from in a flashback? The Warriors. They're all doing their own thing. The advanced Marley squad, Peak, Magath, Reiner, Colt, and Porco. I imagine the Jaegerists will take control. They run the military now. They run the country, the nation of parody, the new Eldian Empire. Bang! Armored Titan appears, and the cart, and the jaw, and they got a problem. I can see that be the case, but I don't know what's going to happen with them. They are somehow, they went from at the start of this season being our main cast to being wild cards, which is crazy in the space of 15 episodes. Thinking back to the previous episode, Savagery, I liked Eren's, though he does, fight Armin, he still talks to him. And his point, which I raised, and no doubt hundreds of other viewers and reactors, I'm pretty sure Semblance to Sanity definitely did, of Armin going to talk to Annie. How is that his own will? How much of that's him? And how much of it is Bertold? That's a really interesting point. And it's, as Eren says, it's your memories that make up who you are. Unless you believe in a soul and everything beyond that. But it's your memories that make you the person you are today. It's that Doctor Who line, if you think of it, we're all different people all throughout our lives. As you gain new experiences, and when you become a Titan, momentarily forget things, but then eat someone. You eat a Titan shifter. You then gain the memories of everyone, or you gain access to at least the memories of everyone before you in that line of shifters. Which I said when Eren said it, Armin would now have access to again Bertold's and everyone who's a Colossal before Bertold, presumably all the way up to the founder Ymir, or at least a ninth of the founder Ymir's memories. But Eren, as the founding attack and Warhammer, has the memories of all the previous attacks, all the previous Warhammers, all the previous founders, again has access to. And we're not entirely clear on how that works, if it's just a case of, like with us, when you just recall a memory of something that happened, if it's just that simple, you're just doing whatever and then you remember something. But we know coming into contact with royal blood, at least for Eren with the founding, can trigger you to get a surge of memories. Okay. So Armin points out to Eren, he says something that pissed Eren off. I'm not going to jump back and see what it was, but it was something akin to being along those lines of memories, are you truly free, or whatever. Which, again, great opening line from Eren. I'm free. Unlike the rest of you, I'm now free. The thing I've longed for, I have. Which is what he says. How truthful that is, as Armin points out at the end of that scene, we'll see. But Eren Yeager, enemy of the world, spiritually he might be free, but we'll see. I am curious if this is going to go a Code Geass route and have become the enemy of the world, the object for everyone to hate, and deal with that the way they deal with that in that show. The follow-up movie notwithstanding. But Mr. Cassava, the previous beast, I like how much development we got on him. And I am going to check. What is he that same person from that we saw with Grisha and Faye, or is that a different guy? Okay, I've pulled up. I've just gone to the page to avoid manga spoilers and everything, which is a great thing the Attack on Titan wiki has. They have pages for characters with information from the manga and information just from the anime, which is good. It means I can stay spoiler free and still use it as a resource for images and stuff while editing this. But they confirm Cassava was that guy I was talking about who was like knelt down behind Zeke when he points to his parents and turns them in. And it's good because the way they've got him drawn, you don't see his arm behind Zeke, so you don't see the armband. They keep that hidden. That's a good call. Though even back then we didn't know about the different colors of the armbands, so it might not have meant anything to us even if we did see it. But no, they only have him listed here in those two moments. Do we see him? Okay, the wiki does list him as that guy that Grisha and Faye bumped into. Okay, I'm glad I called that or caught that. I might need to jump back and double check. Me editing this in the future / the next few hours. Throw that clip on screen. I'm curious if they gave him a red armband or if you just don't see the armband. I can't wait to rewatch this and read into him more. But no, yes, so I loved. Okay, he's the previous beast and everything, and he builds up this rapport with Zeke, but then we get into him being the father figure that Zeke never had, and Zeke calling him father, at minimum in inner monologue, but him taking on Zeke, as I said, with Zeke and Colt sort of under his wing as the next beast, but taking him under his wing, but also as the son he never had / child he did have and lost. That was a really dark backstory. It's like I love how many angles and different people we see, specifically Marlians interacting with Eldians. There's like that janitor at the start, but there's like Reiner's dad, who was Marlian, and seemingly fully well knew that his mother was that the woman he slept with was Eldian, and it's like, if this gets out, me and my family will be hung for this. Whereas here, she killed herself and her kid over it when she found out. That's a lot. This is a really, really, really dark world, Attack on Titan. This world is cruel. As Grisha said, this world is twisted. That might just be a subtitle and translation thing, but can you imagine if it had said this world is cruel? Oh, I'd have flipped out. Right. They were great. Again, I'm fine with him knowing things like, oh, if the founder and one of Royal Blood are in separate people, and this is how we can work it. And it's him that came up with the Eldian euthanization plan. So it's not even Zeke and Eren's idea. It's this previous guy who took on the beast as a way to kill himself. Absolutely crazy. And he does seem to be up there in age. Granted, as we saw with Yuri specifically, it having a Titan, or at least the founding, does seem to age you a bit faster than normal. But I imagine from his backstory and stuff of having a wife and kid who didn't know he was Eldian, I assume he became the next holder for the beast as young man at minimum. He then entered training and became a warrior and training and everything. I'm gonna sit and think and cut out all the moments of silence. Just want to think if there's anything else I want to say. Here's the thing: it's interesting. All the characters in this show are brilliantly written, so complex. No one's a one-note character in this, except off the top of my head, maybe Captain Warman. But I like him from the Garrison Girl novel, and I'm sure you can read into his actions and characterization and stuff and draw a bunch of conclusions. That'd be great. Just a series of videos breaking down, doing character analysis for every character in this show. Sorry, tangent. But Grisha, his relationship with Zeke. He's motivated by his past, what happened to Faye, and what he views as saving the Eldian race, saving his people who've been, as far as he believes, wrongly persecuted for years. So from his point of view, that's the most important thing. The needs of the many, it's not more than Zeke, but not everyone, but the Eldians, needs of the many, outweighing the needs of the few. But on the other hand, it's your son. That should be the most important thing. Should. As far as I'm concerned, as a 20-year-old university student who knows nothing of life. I'm glad we got to see more Dinah as well. Zeke's backstory, again, like I said, this far back is not something I ever expected to see. But I'm so glad we did. It makes you care and empathize. Well, not... It makes you care. It makes you more invested in Zeke. I think I might just end it off here. If in this coming week there's anything specific that comes to mind that I want to say, I'll make just a short video covering some additional points. But otherwise, I will address them next week on what is the actual finale. Again, my bad. I don't know how I messed this up. Once this season ends, Promised Neverland videos will still be coming out every Thursday until that season then ends, but My Hero Academia is starting soon, so I'll be covering that, of course, for Season 5. More of Sensou, yes. But if you want to check out some more content from me right now, once again, link is in the top corner. If I'm pointing at the right one, it might be that one. I should really put a post-it note on this wall to remind me which corner I'm meant to point at. I've just appeared on Saloonatics, specifically the Disney Plus Pals series over on Dr. Knealetapus and the Saloonatics YouTube channel. It's a long name, I know. Go check me out on that. We just did a video talking about episode 1 of Falcon and Winter Soldier, which I really liked, and I'm looking forward to discussing that series over there. So please go check them out there. Say in the comments on that video that Jack sent you. Let them know that you want to see more of me over there. And yeah, okay. Until next time.